iCheckGateway.com's invoice management system gives merchants the ability to create and send invoices in just a few clicks. Customers are emailed directly from the Invoice Manager in the terminal and have the ability to pay their bill online through iCheckGateway.com by simply clicking a link contained in the email. If you want to use the invoice management feature, a custom payment portal specifically built for email billing must be built for you. As with all of our features, every transaction, regardless of where it is created, shows up in the dashboard in your online terminal. To access the invoice management system, click Invoices at the top of the screen. Once you have accessed the invoice management system portion of the terminal, the dashboard shows a list of your open invoices where you can view the invoice number, customer name, invoice date, due date, invoice amount, and the paid confirmation code. You can also choose to view only paid invoices in the Payment Status drop-down menu. Invoices are also easy to find when you search by invoice number in the search box. Late invoices are color-coded and can be viewed categorically in the Due Date Status drop-down menu by 1 or more days late, 30 or more, 60, 90, and 120 or more days late. Invoices that are 1 or more days late are highlighted in pale yellow. Invoices that are 30 or more days late are highlighted in pale green. Invoices that are 60 or more days late are highlighted in pink. Invoices that are 90 or more days late are highlighted in orange. And finally, invoices that are 120 or more days late are highlighted in red. You can create a new invoice by clicking Add Invoice. You will then fill in all your customer information, and a unique invoice number will be populated in the invoice number field. You also have the option to change this number if you wish to do so. You will also need to select which date you want the invoice to be sent out and which date it is due. When the checkbox at the bottom is checked, an invoice will be emailed to the customer. Once you have filled in all your customer information, click Save Invoice and Add Items. You will notice at the top in green it says Invoice Saved, and then you also have the option to add invoice items. You will need to enter the quantity, a description of the items, and a unit price. Click Add Item when these fields are complete. You can see that this has added 5 1-pound bags of coffee at $10 a piece to total $50. You also can add more items if you wish and click Add Item. If you need to remove an item, click Remove. Once you are finished, select Done. You will now see this invoice in your Invoice Manager dashboard. Alternatively, you can easily upload a CSV file containing all your invoice details by clicking the Upload Invoices link on the dashboard. A sample CSV file has been provided for download. To access this file, click Download Example File Format. This is how your file should be built. To import a CSV invoice file, click Choose File, locate the CSV file you want to import, select the file, and click Upload to upload the file. The system will then show how many invoices were imported and how many invoices failed. You can now return to the dashboard of the Invoice Manager system, where the invoices you have just imported now appear. Note that the imported invoices appear with all the rest of your existing invoices, but the To Email box is automatically checked. You can view and edit invoice details by clicking Select next to a customer on the dashboard. This will bring up the invoice, and you have several options at this point. You can either process a payment and apply it to this invoice by clicking Process Payment. This will take you to a new transaction window where the amount is already populated and the invoice number is also filled in. To process the payment, click Continue. You will then choose to process a check or process a card. You also have the option to delete the invoice. This will remove the invoice from the system. You can also email the invoice to an email address entered in this field and click Email Invoice. And lastly, you can edit the invoice by clicking Edit Invoice. Here you can see that it takes you back to the same screen that appeared when you were setting this invoice up. You can edit any of these fields and click Update Invoice when you are finished. Once your invoices are ready to send to your customers, you can either select all under the To Be Emailed column on the dashboard, or you can select them individually. Check the Select All box under To Be Emailed to select all invoices to be emailed. Uncheck the box to deselect all invoices. Invoices can be individually selected to be emailed by clicking Edit next to the invoice, and then you can either check or uncheck the box. Click Update when you are finished. A valid email address must be on file for the customer before invoices can be sent out. If an invoice is uploaded that does not have a valid email on file for the customer, it will be noted on the dashboard with a pink email alert next to the invoices. To email all open invoices, make sure Open Invoices is selected in the Payment Status drop-down menu on the dashboard. To only email paid invoices, select Paid Invoices in the Payment Status drop-down menu on the dashboard. Make sure you select all email addresses you wish to be emailed. These invoices can also be individually selected. If you wish to email only late invoices, select the group of invoices you would like to send from the Due Date Status drop-down menu. All of these invoices can be selected at once by clicking Select All or individually. Once you are ready to email your invoices, click Send Invoices at the top of the screen. Upon arrival at the Send Invoices screen, you can preview all the invoices you are about to send. To remove an invoice from the send list, click Edit next to the customer name and uncheck the box. To blast the email to your customers, click Send Invoices Now. The number of invoices you just emailed will show up in green at the top of the screen. You may now return to the dashboard by clicking Invoices. The emailed invoice your customer receives contains a link that leads to your company's secure iCheckGateway.com payment portal where they can immediately make their payment online by check or credit card. When the customer clicks the payment link, they are taken to the following payment screen. The invoice will appear and they can click Pay Invoice to pay their invoice. They have the option to pay with a check or pay with a credit card. The invoice number and invoice amount fields are already filled in based on information from the invoice you have created. The customer fills in the rest of the information and clicks Next. After reviewing the information they just entered, the customer has the option to click Back to edit the information or authorize payment to proceed. When their payment has been approved, your customer will receive a unique confirmation number and an email receipt. All your payments will show up in your iCheckGateway.com account with matching invoice numbers for easy searching and reporting.